Hey, it's Jeremy. I'm a grateful recovering addict and believer in Jesus Christ. I hope everyone's having a great start to their day. I'm sorry I'm behind. Had my daughters this weekend and just spent a lot of quality time with them and went shopping and just got them all the things that not everything they want but everything they need. It's just a blessing to be able to spend good quality time with them. But today we are going to continue with our daily devotion, and this one is from Saturday 4/23, 2022, and the devotion today is titled, "What is your treasure?" Matthew 6:19 through 21 reads, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." The devotion continues as, "I'm a person of joy, and some people think it's because I have a perfect life. Nothing can be further from the truth, but I have discovered a secret that is the source of my joy. I have reassigned my treasure. My family, probably like yours, is far from ideal, but I've learned through this that craving my self-worth, identity, creativity from others just doesn't work. I can't commit my sanity or insanity to my children, friends, family, or anyone else. My joy must come from knowing that God's agenda is greater than my own. Thus, I reassigned Him to be my treasure by placing my trust in His promise of grace and mercy. Once I shifted my focus from me to Him, I realized that I could be joyful and strong regardless of the heartbreaking situation. I absolutely refuse to relinquish my joy to it." So what's your joy? What's your treasure? Your home, your spouse, the quest for money or more stuff, your children's success, your position in your church or community, or is it just being able to successfully hide your addiction from others? Be careful. It may make finding joy an impossible task. Of course, reassigning your treasure may not be easy. My only helpful tip: it is easier to let go of something once you recognize it was not yours in the first place. That's today's devotional, and as always, I'll kind of give you my take on it, and what I feel God's saying, and how it kindly can relate to my life. I think treasures for me is that's a pretty hard subject, because I'm probably renowned for putting my treasure in people and things, and I think it's normal to a certain extent, but there's a very fine line with the treasures that God is telling us about, and putting my earthly treasures above Him. See, in the past, I've put my relationships, my kids, just worldly possessions on this pedestal that I know was above God, which is very toxic and unhealthy. Because when you do that, you're giving that person or those things you're giving them control of your happiness, and in a perfect world, nobody else can control your happiness unless you let them, right? That's what we're told, but realistically, you can't help but your happiness does hinge on others. Now, it shouldn't be dominant of that, no, but I don't think there's anything wrong with you know something or someone kind of controls your happiness a little bit, but you got to be careful with that, because your spouse or whoever it is, they can literally at the drop of a dime pretend like you never existed, and when that happens, and you're in a blended type family, when they drop you, they're dropping a lot more than just yourself. They're dropping the kids, and it's just a big mess. But once you realize, like, maybe in my scenario where I feel I was just a provider of worldly things, and I've kind of learned that I put everybody on these pedestals for the right reasons, but it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean that I would be looked at the same way. You earn your people's, and you earn your place in people's lives, and very quickly, when things don't go their way, their true intentions will be shown through their actions. Actions speak louder than words, right? So when the actions are speaking, and then the words are speaking, I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that. There's a saying that, I believe it was Oprah or someone once said something along the lines of, everybody wants to ride in a limo when the lights are bright, and the cameras are on, but when that limo breaks down, look around you and see who's there helping you push that limo. I'm not pointing the finger at anyone in particular, or my situation in particular. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just rather pointing out how easy it is for myself to get my treasures mixed up. I've personally and honestly made a lot of mistakes that probably led to me becoming in that position to an extent. But I have learned by giving my treasures to God and letting Him prioritize those treasures. It just shows how many blessings I really have in life that are heavenly treasures. See, most people's treasures probably are what they consider earthly things, relationships, cars, houses, money, whatever. But like they say, you can't take those things with you when you go. And I don't think God is saying that we're not allowed to have treasures, or that we're not allowed to enjoy the treasures. I think he wants the opposite. I think He wants us to have many treasures, enjoy all the treasures, because He provided us with those treasures. He provided the means and the whatever necessary to obtain those treasures, or those treasures. I think the most important thing to remember is, without Him, you have no treasures, and He wants to use those treasures to, you know, to better, just to better further His kingdom. Everything I have is possible only by the blessings of Christ, and I will use those worldly treasures or talent to pass along the faith of Him. See, people will inevitably reveal what they value most by their actions. That's right, their actions. They'll tell you where their values stand. Other people may value money more than anything and will go to great lengths to secure and gain more riches. For many people, their success or family is the most valued treasure of their life. Which was revealed in how they spend their time and their energy. I honestly think a person's heart is tied to what they value most in life. Jesus spoke of this, when He stated in Matthew 6:21, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Instead of valuing and building treasure on earth, Christ, He urged His followers to store up treasures in heaven. Like I said before, a person's time, attention, actions, and energy will be focused on whatever they value above all else. In recovery and in years of being in the wrong, I've seen people make some drastic changes in their life. From a totally controlled sin of alcohol, drugs, sex, materialism. I've seen those people become strong, faithful Christians, all because they moved their treasure from the world and put it in the hands of our living God. When that happened, their hearts followed their treasure. I'll end with this. I know we have to put Christ above everything and everyone else in our life, above our families, above our jobs, above our money, and all worldly pleasures, above sports, above spouses, and even above ourselves, above anything or anyone that will rival the love that we have for Christ. So I urge you today to just take a deep look in the mirror and pray with an open heart and an open mind for God to restore your priorities in life. And remember, all things are possible only through Him. Easy does it, one day at a time. And remember, start with just doing the next right thing and keep moving forward in your life with Christ, which will keep you moving forward in your recovery. Thank you for your time. Thank you for just watching, and I hope this lesson helps someone in need. Maybe acknowledge their treasures. And just know why you have your treasures. Notice that they are treasures, and then notice how to prioritize your treasures. But God first, us last. Like I said, I hope this helps someone in need, and thanks for watching, and God bless, and we'll see you next time.